sa pasyente natin. Again, even the Canadians, walang pinipili whether US or Canadians ka. Drug holiday will be a problem. Pag inom mo, nag-overdose ka, and then nag-abot sa mga drugs. So, I don't really advocate of every other day. Sorry guys, I really consistent with my teaching. But sometimes, ang static every other day natin ginagawa, tama ba yun? Minsan, floppies, sometimes every other day, tama ba yun? Kasi hali, di ba? Siguro mag-aspirate ka together with floppies. What I'm saying is this, dapat every day pa rin. Now, hospitalization, how many of your patients are hospitalized because of non-compliance? About 5%. And the cost of non-compliance is about $80 billion in the US. Now, this is just 2 slides just to see the patients, the effect of non-compliance. Patients on beta blockers. You know the problem of patients taking beta blockers and suddenly you drop out. What is that problem, Doctora? Rebound hypertension. But if you have a CAD, you expose yourself to coronary artery disease more than those with 100% compliance. Again, post-MI patients then, the adherence problem, then you develop sudden cardiac death. So there are 2 drugs na dapat hindi natin i-discontinue right away. Beta blockers and central acting agents. And sometimes, this may be the problem, particularly in the perioperative state. Now, let me show you this particular slide lang, just to emphasize lang. This is a study on amlodipine, that's Norvas. Let's say you have a patient taking every day, pero nag-miss siya ng 3 times. If the drug duration is 24 hours, that's 168 uncovered hours. But if the drug duration is 48 hours, just like this particular drug, then the uncovered hours will only be 48 hours. So if the half-life or the duration of action is long, then perhaps you can still protect the patient in some cases. But I'm not saying that we should advocate that. Now, pharmacokinetics, bakit yung pharmacology napaka-importante during my second year? Working in the drug company has actually made me sharper in terms of looking at patients. Sometimes ikaw na nag-aayos. Why? Look at this. Itong JITs and let's say amlodipine. Because of this particular pharmacokinetics, more of your amlodipine would stay in your blood rather than the nifedipine. So therefore, some of your patients will actually have stroke talaga if you're using an inferior drug in terms of the pharmacokinetics. And then, in a study, again, showing GITs even at 60 and 30, as compared with amlodipine in one particular study, as you can see, more of your amlodipine will stay in the blood. Now, a famous drug right now, which is vilodipine ER 5 and 10, this is an Italian, this is a US study, you will see that most of your amlodipine drug would stay in the blood as compared with your vilodipine. So, pinakikita na niya natin, not because I'm from this particular company, but it matters in any other drug with long duration of action. Okay, now what is the future of medicine? Just 3 slides on this one. And this is from the Harvard Business Review last October 2007. The future of medicine will not be personalized medicine. Hindi na mag-invento ng mga blockbuster drug. It will be about medicine, typically imaging therapy, just to zero in on what kind of disease you have. The regulatory environment with so many food outs like Bextra, Biox, and as of late, during our time, Posicor, and then this Coxib, Prexige. Ang problema is very high ang cost ng phase 3, but we don't have post-marketing surveillance study in the Philippines. Sometimes gawa ng drug company, but the BFAD should do post-marketing surveillance study. Yung Vioxx at saka yung mga pull-outs were actually discovered after 1 million patients in a European convention. So that led actually to the discontinuation of these drugs. Now, we have also a problem in terms of our field health. Kasi pagka sa PhilHealth, na-admit ka, babayaran lang kahit na mali ang diagnosis. So, and then there are also more of the procedures. But I think we should reward physicians for procedures and prescribing drugs rather than, ito yung nangyayari na early diagnosis and prevention. Yung sinasabi nga ni Dr. Rojo na kung tingnan ng pasyente, even just for prevention purposes, then we have to reward the physician. And the physician behavior right now, I would say, is a trial and error thing. Well, because we are in a third world country, nasabi natin, uminom ka muna ng gamot. In the States, magsi-CT scan ka, let's say, for headache. But that is the situation right now, and we have to improve our healthcare system. Now, how do we solve this problem of overcoming the barriers? We have to transform the industry. We will forge alliances with the diagnostic companies. We will try to overhaul the regulation more on the phase 4. We need guidelines for diagnosis, test, and treatment. And more physician organizations should be involved in education, and medical societies should have an active role in developing standards. But at the end of the day, this is my favorite quotation from Francis P. Bali from Harvard University. It is as old as time. One of the essential qualities of a clinician is interest in humanity, for the secret of the care of the patient is actually in caring for the patient. So, ladies and gentlemen, in this very challenging time in our nation's history, we only want safe, effective, and quality medicine for our patients. Alright? So try some of your best generic drugs. Alright? I-test nyo na yan so that you'll know later on what to use. Our selection model for therapy should be based on evidence of safety, efficacy, and quality. We play a crucial role, so therefore our resources should be towards improvement of public health. And our vision of our healthier future should be focused on the terrifying cause of the disease rather than the acquisition cost of the drug. Let's say, kung hindi ka uminom ng gamot mo yun, baka magka-heart attack ka, then the breadwinner will die, mas lalong malaking mawawala. I think compliance is basically the most important. Every soul in this particular August call will just realize what a famous English philosopher once said, that all that is necessary for evil to triumph is for good men to do nothing. So, in one way or another, at least kung busy ka, you give 5 to 10% to public health education and treating patients to go out, maging guest speaker here sa Rotary and educate these decision makers. Because we have no other choice. So with that, I would like to thank everyone and hopefully you have a nice convention. Maraming pong salamat sa inyo.